Hey, what's up guys? Steve here. And today we're going to take a look at the 40 highest selling baseball cards from the weekly Goldin auction that ended on October 19th. Today's list features the top 40 baseball cards ranging from the 1970s, 1980s, and 1990s. And we'll kick things off at number 40 with this 1985 Topps Kirby Puckett rookie, card number 536. This was a PSA 9 that received 8 bids, and it sold for just short of $50. This rookie is a pop of 3,846 in a PSA 9, compared to a pop of 499 in a PSA 10. Up next at number 39 is this 1980 Topps Rickey Henderson rookie, card number 482. This was an SGC 6.5 that received 8 bids, and it sold for $51 even. This rookie is a pop of 506 in a SGC 6.5, while the 8 highest graded copies of this rookie in the SGC slab come in at SGC 10. Coming in at number 38 is this 1989 Score Tony Gwynn, card number 90. This was a PSA 10 that received 13 bids, and it sold for $54. This Tony Gwynn is a pop of 56 in a PSA 10. Up next at number 37 is this 1999 UD SP Signature Autographs Harmon Killebrew, card number HK. This was a PSA 9 that received 12 bids, and it sold for $55. This card is a pop of 6 in a PSA 9, with 13 hot copies graded higher in a PSA 10. We get our first baseball card from the 1970s at number 36, with this 1971 Topps Nolan Ryan, card number 513. This was a PSA 4 that received 6 bids, and it sold for $55 even. This Nolan Ryan is a pop of 779 in a PSA 4, while the 31 highest graded copies come in a PSA 9, with the population report showing no PSA 10s in existence. Up next at number 35 is this 1975 Topps Gary Carter rookie, card number 620. This was a PSA 7 that received 16 bids, and it sold for $57 even. This card is a pop of 1,381 in a PSA 7, while a PSA 10 is a pop of only 17. We're sticking to the 1970s at number 34, with this 1979 Topps Rod Carew, card number 300. This was a PSA 8 that received 16 bids, and it sold for $59. This card is a pop of 432 in a PSA 8, 393 in a PSA 9, whereas a PSA 10 is a pop of only 44. Up next at number 33 is this 1982 Topps Cal Ripken Jr. rookie, card number 21. This was a PSA 8 that received 8 bids, and it sold for $61. This card is a pop of over 17,000 in a PSA 8, close to 7,000 in a PSA 9, where a PSA 10 is a pop of 545. Coming in at number 32 is this 1989 Fleer Bill Ripken F-Face Air Rookie, card number 616. This was a PSA 8 that received 18 bids, and it sold for $62. This rookie is a pop of 3,234 in a PSA 8, and a PSA 10 is a population of 2,452. Up next at number 31 is this 1971 Topps Hank Aaron, card number 400. This was a PSA 4 that received 7 bids, and it sold for $63. This Hank Aaron is a pop of 536 in a PSA 4, while the 4 highest graded copies of this card come in a PSA 10. We're sticking to the 1970s to kick off the top 30, with this 1971 Topps Nolan Ryan, card number 513. This was a PSA 4 that received 10 bids, and it sold for $67. This card is a pop of 779 in a PSA 4, while a PSA 9 is a pop of 31 with no copies graded higher in a PSA 10. The Kid makes his first appearance on today's list at number 29 with this 1994 Don Russ Spirit of the Game Ken Griffey Jr. card number 3. This was a PSA 10 that received 16 bids, and it sold for $68. This card really surprised me looking at the population reports, as it's only been graded 17 times by PSA, and a PSA 10 is a pop of only 2. Coming in at number 28 is this 1979 Topps Carl Yastrzemski card number 320. This was a PSA 9 that received 6 bids, and it also sold for $68 even. This card is a pop of 236 in a PSA 9, with only 13 copies graded higher in a PSA 10. We're sticking to the 1970s at number 27 with this 1971 Topps Pete Rose card number 100. This was a PSA 5.5 that received 15 bids, and it sold for $81. This card is a pop of 34 in a PSA 5.5, while a PSA 10 is a pop of only 1. We get a classic 1990s insert at number 26 with this 1994 Flair Hot Glove Ken Griffey Jr. card number 3. This was a PSA 9 that received 10 bids, and it sold for $85. This card is a pop of 228 in a PSA 9, compared to a population of 344 in a PSA 10. Up next at number 25 is this 1979 Topps Reggie Jackson card number 700. This was a PSA 9 that received 25 bids, and it also sold for $85. This card is a pop of 593 in a PSA 9, compared to a population of 101 in a PSA 10. Up next at number 24 is this 1979 Topps Thurman Munson card number 310. This was a PSA 9 that received 13 bids, and it sold for $92 even. This card is a pop of 369 in a PSA 9, compared to a population of only 14 in a PSA 10. Coming in at number 23 is this 1970 Topps Roberto Clemente card number 350. This was a PSA 3 that received 26 bids, and it sold for $92. While this card is a pop of 261 in a PSA 3, a PSA 10 is a pop of only 1. Up next at number 22 is this 1989 Upper Deck Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card number 1. This was a BGS 8.5 that received 7 bids, and it sold for $94. While this star rookie is a pop of nearly 10,000 in a BGS 8.5, the 4 highest graded copies of this card in a Beckett slab come in a BGS black labeled pristine 10. Coming in at number 21 is this 1989 Fleer Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card number 548. This was a PSA 10 that received 13 bids, and it sold for $112. This rookie is a pop of 5,290 in a PSA 10. And we're back to the late 90s to kick off the top 20 with this 1997 Skybox EX 2000 Stardate 2000 Vladimir Guerrero, card number 15. This was a PSA 10 that received 10 bids, and it sold for $162. This card is a pop of only 5 in a PSA 10. We're sticking to the late 90s at number 19 with this 1999 UD SP Signature Autographs Mariano Rivera Auto, card number MRI. This was a PSA 9 that received 20 bids, and it sold for $174. This card is a pop of 18 in a PSA 9, and a PSA 10 is a pop of 27. We're back to the junk wax era at number 18 with this 1989 Fleer Glossy Ken Griffey Jr. Rookie Auto, card number 548. This card was authenticated by PSA, given a 10 grade for the auto. It received 26 bids and sold for $209. Up next at number 17 is this 1998 Skybox EX 2001 Essential Credentials Future Gary Sheffield, card number 22. This was a PSA 7 that received 24 bids, and it sold for $259. This card is a pop of 1 in a PSA 7, with 5 copies graded higher, including a pop of only 3 in a PSA 9. Coming in at number 16 is this 1980 Topps Rickey Henderson Rookie Auto, card number 482. This was a PSA 8 with an authenticated auto that received 19 bids, and it sold for $276. We're back to the 90s at number 15 with this 1997 Bowman Certified Autographs Green Ink Derek Jeter Auto. This was a BGS 8 with the 10 grade for the auto that received 23 bids, and it sold for $281. This green ink auto is a pop of 10 in a BGS 8 with 23 copies graded higher, including a pop of 5 in a BGS 9 for the 5 highest graded copies in a Beckett slab. Up next at number 14 is this 1986 Fleer Update Barry Bonds Rookie Auto, card number U14. This was a Beckett authenticated auto that received 17 bids, and it sold for $307. Up next at number 13 is this 1998 Skybox EX 2001 Essential Credentials Future Rafael Palmeiro, card number 36. This was a PSA 8 that received 34 bids, and it sold for $318. This card is a pop of 4 in a PSA 8, with only 1 copy graded higher in a PSA 9. We're back to the 1970s at number 12, with this 1975 Topps Tom Seaver, card number 370. This was a PSA 9 that received 21 bids, and it sold for $329. This card is a pop of 252 in a PSA 9, with only 13 copies graded higher in a PSA 10. Up next at number 11 is this 1998 Skybox EX 2001 Essential Credentials Future Pudge Rodriguez, card number 14. This was a PSA 6 that received 37 bids, and it sold for $342. This card is a pop of 4 in a PSA 6, with 7 copies graded higher, including a pop of only 1 in a PSA 10. And we're back to the junk wax era to kick off the top 10 with this classic 1991 Upper Deck Michael Jordan, card number SP1. This was a PSA 10 that received 19 bids, and it sold for $367. This Jordan is a pop of 2,282 in a PSA 10. Up next at number 9 is this 1989 Topps Traded Deion Sanders Rookie Auto, card number 100T. This was a PSA 10 with the 10 grade for the auto that received 20 bids, and it sold for $431. Coming in at number 8 is this 1991 Topps Chipper Jones Wrong Back Air Rookie card, card number 333. This was a BGS 8.5 that received 34 bids, and it sold for just over $500. This rookie air card is a pop of 1 in a BGS 8.5 with no copies graded higher in a Beckett slab. We're back to the 1998 Skybox EX 2001 set at number 7, this time with Paul Molitor's Essential Credentials Now, card number 71. This was a PSA 8 that received 21 bids, and it sold for $760. This card is a pop of 1 in a PSA 8, with only one copy graded higher in a PSA 9. We're back to the 1970s at number 6 with this classic 1979 Topps Ozzie Smith rookie, card number 116. This was a BGS 9 that received 49 bids, and it sold for $810. This card is a pop of 55 in a BGS 9, with only 7 copies graded higher, all in a BGS 9.5. And kicking off the top 5 of today's list is this 1995 Upper Deck Collector's Choice Michael Jordan Gold Signature, card number 538. This was a PSA 10 that received 47 bids, and it sold for $854. This gold signature is a pop of only 40 in a PSA 10. Up next at number 4 is this 1998 Skybox EX 2001 Essential Credentials Now Vladimir Guerrero, card number 99. This was a PSA 9 that received 46 bids, and it sold for $859. This card is a pop of 6 in a PSA 9, with only 3 copies graded higher in a PSA 10. Coming in at number 3 is this 1999 Upper Deck MVP Superscript Barry Bonds, card number 183. This was a BGS 9.5, and it sold for $931. This card is a pop of only 1 in a BGS 9.5, with no copies graded higher in a Beckett slab. Up next at number 2 is this 1991 Topps Desert Shield Chipper Jones rookie, card number 333. This was a BGS 9 that received 18 bids, and it sold for $1,474. This rookie is a pop of 107 in a BGS 9, with 42 copies graded higher, all in a BGS 9.5. And topping off today's list at number 1 is this 1983 Topps Tony Gwynn rookie, card number 482. This was a PSA 10 that received 48 bids, and it sold for just short of $4,000. This rookie is a pop of 718 in a PSA 10. Thanks for joining me today, guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.